Hello everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our chapter Comprehension Ability, that is reading comprehension. So this is part number 44 now. It means till now we have already done 43 parts on comprehension ability. In all these passages, we have been doing reading comprehensions and the questions based on them. In this session as well, we are going to discuss some reading comprehensions and questions based on these passages. So in this session, we will discuss two passages as you can see over here, and these are passage number 54 and passage number 55. So till now we have already done 53 passages in our earlier sessions of reading comprehension or comprehension ability. Okay, so in this session we are going to discuss two passages and also questions based on these two passages. Now, because these passages are short, as I told you earlier as well, that what we need to do, we have to read the entire passage first, and after that we'll start attempting the questions. Because after reading the entire passage, you will have some idea that what the passage is about. So you can easily go through the questions, and also what you can do, for example, if there are some keywords in the question, you have an idea after reading the comprehension that yes, the location of this keyword is over here. So that will definitely help you out in solving the reading comprehension in a short span of time. So let us begin this topic. We'll start with passage number 54 first. So first of all, we'll read the entire passage. We'll try to analyze or figure out the meaning of the entire passage. And after that, we'll start attempting the questions. So let us begin this procedure. So let us have this passage number 54. This is a short passage though. Now let us start reading this passage, and we have to also make out, or so we also have to figure out the meaning of this particular passage. Okay, so let's begin this. If we look at the census data, census means in which the population is written. It shows that India has hundreds of languages. It shows that India has hundreds of languages. It means in the entire India, because there is a huge population. There are around 29 states, or more than that, 29 states are there, and there are several union territories. So what happens, because people are living in different regions having different languages or dialects. Okay, so India has hundreds of languages. For example, if we talk about Hindi, it is not actually the national language, but at least the first language, or you can say it is a kind of Rajbhasha. Okay, while Germany has around 50 or 60, it means in Germany only around 50 or 60 languages are spoken, whereas in India hundreds of languages are spoken. Region wise, there are different languages. However, this diversity doesn't necessarily indicate disunity or disparity. Disunity means on the language basis only, people are not divided, or you can say or disparity in Germany because of these languages. Okay, they are talking about Germany. However, this diversity means this large number of languages or people doesn't necessarily indicate that there is disunity or disparity in Germany. It means in Germany, there is no difference on the basis of languages and disparity or the difference. Okay. Census records often include minor languages spoken by only a few thousand people. Only a few thousand people means only several people are there who speak these type of languages. And dialects are sometimes categorized as separate languages. Now, dialects are actually what you say. Language is a language which is written or spoken widely. For example, if that means Sanskrit is a language, English is language. Okay, but if we talk about regional languages, okay, for example, if you say Haryanvi and Rajasthani, that in Hindi we call it Boli. Okay, so that is somewhere else, that is called dialects. Okay, you can say the use of language or the pronunciation of the words or the style of conversation we used to do, that is called dialects. Okay, separate languages for research purposes. India seems to have surprisingly few languages. Few languages means very less in number, considering in its area. It means according to area, it has only few language, because area is wide, or you can say vast area, but languages are few in numbers. It means according to area, languages are less in number. Okay, so this can be interpreted from this line. But compared to Europe, but if we compare this to Europe, it is more linguistically connected. Okay. However, due to widespread illiteracy means where people are not literates, they do not study at all, or they do not know how to study and write. Common standards have not developed, leading to formation of dialects. That is why dialects have been you can say formatted over there, because languages are only the part of when the people are literates, but because of illiteracy they are only speak about according to the regional language, and that will lead to the formation of dialects. The main languages in India include Hindustani, that is Hindi and Urdu. Hindi plus Urdu, the mix of that is Hindustani language. Okay, Bengali, Gujarati, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and Kannada. So these are primary languages. Adding Assamese, Odia, Sindhi, Kashmiri, Pashto, and Punjabi covers most of the country. So these languages, basically, these cover the entire or the most of the parts of India. Okay, most of the states of India. Excluding some tribal areas, but there are several tribal areas which may have some different language. Indo-Aryan languages dominate the north. Dominate the north means north part of India. Okay, and the west of India, also the west part of India. Center and the west of India. It means half of India covers from Indo-Aryan languages, while the southern Dravidian languages, though distinct, have been heavily influenced by Sanskrit and contain many Sanskrit words. For example, if we talk about the lower part of India or the southern part of India, for example, we talk about the states which are below MP. For example, they are Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Arunachal Pradesh. So, sorry, not Arunachal Pradesh actually. Yes, these type of southern states. If we talk about those states, they include many Sanskrit words in their language, and they feel that Sanskrit is the part of their language because they have many words of Sanskrit in that. Actually, the Sanskrit is known to be the earliest or the oldest language of India. Not oldest, but very old language of India. Some languages are there which are known to be the oldest languages, and those are the part of southern India only. Okay, so those languages, though they are distinct or different, but they have influence of Sanskrit in them. You can see they are heavily influenced by Sanskrit, because there are many words of Sanskrit in their languages. Okay, so now let us see the questions. I hope you understood the gist of the passage. This passage is totally about the languages and the dialects that are spoken in India. And now let us see the questions based on this passage. Okay, I hope you understood the passage. What does the author do in the passage? It means what the passage is about, or what author wants to say according to this passage, what he wants to inform about this passage by this passage. So he draws a comparison between India and Germany, defends the multilingual situation of India, points out the issue of illiteracy in India, or categorize the languages as spoken in India. Now, basically, if you see that the author here is talking about hundreds of languages that are spoken in India, but in Germany, there are around only 50 and 60, whereas in India, there are hundreds of languages spoken. But they are saying that Germany is not divided on the basis of languages. Okay. But in India, there are dialects or the formation of dialects over there. Okay. Which is actually due to the widespread illiteracy, or you can say due to the vast area of India, but only few languages according to that. Okay. That leads the formation of dialects basically. And the main languages in India are these, which covers the entire part or the most of the part of India, and also excluding some of the tribal areas. But there are some languages or Sanskrit which has a wide influence or the heavy influence on the languages spoken by India or the southern India or the people of southern India. Okay. So if we say something about author, that author wants to frame, actually he wants to defend the multilingual situation in India, according to me, because here he's saying that though there are many languages spoken in India, but there is actually multilingualism. But what is actually the situation in India? Why is that multilingualism? Why the people are divided on the basis of languages only? That defines the multilingual situation of India as compared to other countries of the world. For example, they have taken the example of Germany, or you can say some European countries. So here, according to this, B will be the correct answer. That is, defines the multilingual situation of India. Here, India and Germany is not compared at all, because if two countries are compared, they can be compared on the basis of people, on the basis of technology, on the basis of development. But here, no sign is indicated over here. Therefore, we cannot say that it draws a comparison between India and Germany. Germany has only been introduced as the language difference over India. And if we say points out the illiteracy issue, there is no issue that has been framed over here. Illiteracy is shown only on the one part where they are actually distinguishing or the dialects, or they are introducing the formation of dialects or too many dialects. Points out the illiteracy, no, it is not the actually answer. Categorizes the languages spoken, no. They are not categorizing, because they are not categorizing the languages on the basis of state. Okay, they are only defending. He is only defending the multilingual situation of India. Okay. Now let us move to the next question, and the next question is, why are the numerous dialects in India? Okay, why are there numerous? Numerous means many dialects in India. Okay. Various dialects, vast area, high population, diverse communities, widespread illiteracy. Now, if you see this line, however, due to widespread illiteracy, common standards have not been developed, leading to the formation of dialects. If we see here, India seems to me to have surprisingly few languages considering its area. It's mean according to area, languages which are spoken, they are few, but because of widespread illiteracy, it leads the formation of dialects. Now, if we see this line, widespread illiteracy or vast area, that can be the answer. Now, if we see a part that contains the word vast area, yes. High population, no, it has not been mentioned. Diverse communities, no. If we say the last one, widespread literacy, but they are saying that it is widespread illiteracy. Therefore, this cannot also be the answer. Therefore, only one answer is confirmed, that is A, due to its vast area. Vast area means there are many people in India. There are many languages spoken in India, though there are few languages. But according to that, for example, now if we say that there are 29 states, suppose, okay, there are 29 states, suppose. And if we talk about the north states, the southern states, the eastern state, the western state, the center states, okay. And if you see on each and every where the state or the cities, in fact, if they change the language of people, it also changes. Okay. Now, actually, if you are in a particular state, for example, if you are in UP, you can see many people that speak different language, or their you can say their style of speaking is somewhat different. Okay, in UP itself. Now, in UP, suppose there are many cities and there is a huge population of UP, obviously. Now, if you see that on each and every step, the language of people, it changes. Okay. Why so? Because actually those are not languages, but that is the style of speaking it, or the pronunciation that they are using in the words. Okay. And that is called dialect, not the language. It is only the dialect, or you can say the behavior or the speaking style of people, that is known as dialect, not the language actually. Therefore, because of its vast area of the dialects, or of the spoken habit of people, that forms the dialects. Okay, it is not actually the literacy point, it is not actually the population point, but it is actually the vast area of region. Okay, so there are many regional languages. So answer is A. Okay, now let us move to the next question. And the next question is, now, the influence of Sanskrit on the Dravidian language does not make them less valuable than Indo-Aryan languages, does not make them better than the Indo-Aryan languages, brings them close to Indo-Aryan languages, or sets them apart from the Indo-Aryan languages. Now, if you see this line, Indo-Aryan languages dominate the north, center, and west of India, while the southern Dravidian languages, though distinct, have been heavily influenced by Sanskrit and contain many Sanskrit words. Okay, now if we see Indo-Aryan languages, they dominate the north part, the center part, and the west of India. Now, does not make them less valuable than Indo-Aryan languages, does not make them better than Indo-Aryan languages, brings them close to the Indo-Aryan languages, or sets them apart from the Indo-Aryan languages. Other Indian languages. Obviously, it is C, that is brings them close to the Indo-Aryan languages. Why so? Because if we talk about Indo-Aryan languages, their Sanskrit is included, and many many states are there in the northern India which are heavily influenced by Sanskrit. Therefore, they only bring them close to Indo-Aryan languages. Okay, so Indo-Aryan languages also contain the part of Sanskrit in them. Okay, so C will be the correct answer according to the last line. Now let us move to the next one. And the next question is, which statement is accurate based on the passage? India has an abundance of languages, whereas if we see this line that few languages, okay, considering its area, but compared to Europe, India is a vast country with not too many languages. India has a comparable number of languages to Europe, or Indian languages aren't as developed as European languages. According to this, only B line is correct, because here it is written, India seems to have surprisingly few languages considering its area. Okay, but compared to Europe, it is more linguistically connected. So according to this line, last statement is not correct, first statement is not correct, and third statement is also not correct. Only B is correct statement. So answer will be B, that India is a vast country with not too many languages. It means it has surprisingly few languages considering its area. Okay, so here B will be the correct answer. Now let us move to the next one. Okay, now the passage number 52 is covered over here. Now passage number 54 is covered over here and finished it. Now we'll begin with passage number 55. So I hope you have understood the entire passage 54. You have understood the passage. You have understood each and every question of passage number 54. Okay, now we'll do passage number 55. So first of all, we'll read the entire passage again, and we'll after that go through the questions based on it. So this is passage number 55. Again, this is not very big. So let us start reading the passage. In today's interconnected world, where nations interact closely in both positive and negative ways, it is crucial more than ever to reduce the widespread lack of knowledge about each other, because people are closely interacted with each other, with one another. Also, if we talk about, for example, if one person is sitting in India, he can talk or he can connect with any of the person in the entire world, okay, with the help of various, you can say, resources through net and internet or media. Understanding a bit about each other's historical backgrounds and resulting perspectives is essential. So it is totally, you can say, essential for one person to understand a bit about each other, or you can say a bit about the rest of the world. A common mistake of English is to assume that people from other countries will react the same way they do to political and international issues. Okay, there is a common mistake of the English. What the English means, those people who belong to the English countries. Now what they assume, actually, that their perspective of political situations or politics, they consider that all other people in the world, they also react in the same manner they do. This often leads to our genuine goodwill and intentions being ineffective, because we expect others to be like us. This could be rectified if we had a basic understanding, not necessarily detailed, of the social and political circumstances that have shaped each nation's current identity. Identity means the you can say identification. Okay. Now, this is if we talk about the gist of this passage, this is totally about the political intentions of some people as compared to the other people of the world. Okay. Now let us see the questions based on this passage. This is a very small passage. Now let us see the question number 1. So this is the question. As you can see, the necessity for improved understanding among nations will always be there, is greater now than it has ever been. Has always existed, does not exist anymore. Now we talk about in today's interconnected world where nations interact closely in both positive and negative ways. It is crucial more than ever, okay, to reduce the widespread lack of knowledge about each other. So if we say the necessity for improved understanding among nations is greater now than it has ever been. So according to this line, okay, now according to this question, if we see the first line, in today's interconnected world where nations interact closely in both positive and negative ways, it is crucial more than ever to reduce the widespread lack of knowledge. It means widespread lack of knowledge. It means there was no, maybe possible, there was lack of knowledge. It means some people, they understand, they know the entire world, but not all the people. So we have to reduce that widespread lack of knowledge. It means the necessity for improved understanding among nations. This is actually always required. So will always be there. So because now they are not saying that it is greater than now ever it has been ever. It is written, it is crucial more than ever to reduce. Okay, it is more than ever. It is crucial that we should have knowledge, but we can say that it will be in the in future as well, because that will always be there. Okay, so understanding among nations, that will always be there. So according to this, A will be the correct answer. Now let us move to the second question. According to the author, a nation's mentality is primarily shaped by its. Now, as you can see in the last line, that it is written, we expect others to be like us. This could be rectified if we had a basic understanding, not necessarily detailed, of the social and political circumstances that have shaped each nation's current identity. Okay, so it is current affairs, political landscape, global understanding, or history. So it is actually the D part, history. Why so? Because if we talk about this, this is could be rectified if we have basic understanding, not necessarily detailed, of the social and political. Now, social and political, it makes history. Okay, so it should be D. Answer is D. Correct answer according to the last line. Now, let us move to the next question. The next question is, English people prefer if others respond to political situations in a way that is similar to how they react to each other, how others react, how they react to themselves, how we react. So it is see how they react to themselves. According to this line, as you can see over here, it is written, a common mistake of the English is to assume that people from the other countries will react the same way they do to political. They do means how they react to themselves. So they just prefer if others respond to political situations in a way that is similar to how they react to themselves. Therefore, according to this, this is somewhere directly given in the passage. So answer will be C. Now the next question is, the author believes that this fellow countrymen should establish important connections with other nations, refrain from reacting to other nations, have a better understanding of the other nations, or familiarize themselves with the history of other nations. So according to this situation, C will be the correct answer, that have a better understanding of other nations. As you can see over here, that it is written over here that this often leads to genuine goodwill and intentions being ineffective because we expect to be like us. This could be rectified if we had a basic understanding, not necessarily detailed, of the social and political circumstances that have shaped each nation's current identity. So according to this line, they should have a better understanding of others' nations. Okay, they should have better knowledge of the others' nations as well. Okay. Now let us move to the next question. The nature of nation is determined by its socio-political conditions, lack of comprehensive knowledge, current legacy, or mindset. So it should be, if we talk about socio-political conditions, lack of comprehensive knowledge, nature of nation is determined by its cultural legacy or mindset. So it should be obviously A, because if you see the last part, okay, if you see the last line, it is saying that social and political circumstances. If we know the political and social circumstances of others country, it means we understand that particular country. Therefore, it is actually determined by the lack. It is social political conditions that they present the country in front of the entire world. Okay, so A will be the correct answer according to the last line. Now let us move here. All the questions are over. I hope you understood each and every question from passage number 54 and 55. One passage was about the languages and the other was about the social political background or the historical background of any country. And here the gist of the passage is the latter one, that is the people. They should understand not only their country but the others too, and to understand any country they should have the simple approach of political and social values. It means the historical background of other countries as well, because if we have to talk about any other country, we should first see where that country begins or the origin of that country and the political power of that country and the historical background, that who were there. According to that, we can analyze that what is actually the relation of their own country with the other countries. Okay, so this will definitely help us out in knowing each other's or one another's country. So it is crucial to know one another's country nowadays. Okay, so I hope you understood both these paragraphs. Now, in the next session as well, we are going to discuss some more passages. Till then, thanks to you.